Hi, hello everyone. We are going to see control structures in R. Just click the R icon. The latest version is there, 4.0.3, released on October 10, 2020. Just increase the font size to visible. Okay. So for control structures, I have written the code in R script or editor. Let us open the script. It is there in my pen drive. Take this file, then I will show you the file side by side. Okay, I have written that code. Now you see the various control structures. If else, these two functioning the same. For, while, repeat, switch. So the first one is if else, if else structures. Okay, sometimes you want to do one thing if a condition is true and a different thing if the condition is false. Then this if else function allows you to do this for scalar as well as vector values. This is scalar only one value. So for one value we are considering here the scalar value. Even you can write it the vector, then you can accordingly you can write the code. Okay, so the scalar value x equal to 60. So the condition is x greater than 50, then you need to print pass, otherwise the fail. So this is based on the condition, the corresponding statement will be executed. So if is a keyword, the else is also keyword. So if else, the first part. The same thing you can use print command. Using the print command also the same result will be appear. So print pass, print fails. Here without print it will work. The same thing you can use combined if else keyword. So if else, combined if else, the same condition is first, then if condition is true, the first part of the statement will be executed. The condition is false, the second part of the statement will be executed. The same manner here also. If else, the condition is true, the first part, that means the 1 will be printed. If it is false, then the number 2 will be printed. Okay, so let us see the first part. Run this. Okay, you see the left hand side x equal to 60. Then I run this one, x greater than 50. So our value is x equal to 60. So automatically the condition is true, then it will display the pass. The same thing you can use the print command also, the same result. Now you see the another if else. The difference, if else is here. Now you combine this, the only one, the within parenthesis you need to type all these. The first part is condition, then this is true. If the condition is true, this statement will be executed. Condition is false, the second statement will be executed. So condition, first statement, second statement, you need to give like that if you are using if else combined. Okay, now you see the another example. Let us assume y is equal to 45. Y divided by 2. This division symbol, percentage symbol, 2% symbol, that means y divided by 2, it gives the remainder. This symbol denotes the after division, the remainder will gives the remainder will the output. Okay, so y divided by 2, 45 divided by 2, whether it is equal to 0 or not. 45 divided by 2, so it is equal to 1. So if it is 1, this statement will be print. Okay, if it is equal to 0, this statement will be print. Okay, you can check whether the given number is even or odd using this if else structure. Okay, the same manner you can use the combined if else keyword. So if you combine these two, this is your first condition. The condition is true, then the first part of the statement will be executed. Condition is false, second part of the statement will be executed. Now let us see y is equal to 45. So I will clear this. Okay, so y equal to 45. The next you see 45 divided by 2, the remainder is 1. So the remainder is 1 means the odds. If the remainder is 0, then it prints the even. Okay, like that. So let us see the another one example. Z equal to 50. So z equal to divided by 2. So 50 divided by 2 is it is 0. So the condition is true. So automatically the first statement will be executed even. So likewise you can write some small script for your programming. So this if else. Another one is for structure. Sometimes one or more lines of commands are executed as many times, then we can use the for structure. For example, what will be the output of this statement? Simply it will give only one output, print your Paradiyans. So it gives only one output. Suppose if you want to do the same lines in 53 times, so what will be the procedure? Sir, see the syntax. For j is a variable in 1:53. So 1:53 means it is nothing but 1, 2, 3, etc. up to 53. So first initialize j is equal to 1. This will be executed. Then next j equal to 2. Next, since j is belongs to 1 to 53. Okay, first j value 1, next j value 2. So till j is equal to 53, this statement will be executed. So you need to write curly bracket. You need to write the statements, whether it is one statement or more than one statement. You need to write the statement that within the curly brackets. Okay, now let us run this one. See here, 53 times it will print. Next, one more example. Suppose I is a variable 1 to 10. So 1 to 10 means 1, 2, 3 up to 10. So we need to extract only the even numbers in 1 to 10. Okay, so even number means you will take value, then divided by 2. If it is divisible by 2, then the number is even. If it is not divisible by 2, then the number is odd, you know. Okay, so first I is equal to 1. So that means 1 divided by 2, the remainder is 1. So result is 1. So it is not equal to 0. So it won't print. Next, I is equal to 2. So 2 divided by 2, the remainder is 0. So result equal to 0. It is true. So this true means this statement will be executed. Here only if statement is there, no else statement. Okay, you can give like that also. So if statement you can use separately. If else, if else. Okay. So listen, print I here. So the even number will be printed. So within that for we are using one if statement. Okay. So to extract only the even numbers between 1 and 10. So run this one. So you see here left hand side 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. First I is equal to 1, next I is equal to 2, till I is equal to 10. So whenever the number is divisible by 2, then automatically the remainder is 0. Then the computer will print the corresponding number. So another one is while structure. So here you need to note that the key point is that you want to use while, you need to set up an indicator variable and change its value within each iteration. For example, I is equal to 1. This is the indicator variable. Within the iteration, for the statements, you need to change that value. I is equal to I plus 1. Then only it increments. Okay. So now let us see how to print linear learning or programming 5 times. Okay. So you see m equal to 5. I is equal to initialize, I is equal to 1. So 1 less than or equal to m. It is true. So the condition is true. Then this statement, the group of statement will be executed. Within the curly bracket, all the statements will be executed. It is true. So they will be executed. First statement is it prints learning or programming. What is next statement? I is incremented by 1. So initial I is equal to 1. Now I is equal to I plus 1. 1 plus 1, 2. So I is equal to 2. So 2 less than or equal to 5. M is equal to 5. So 2 less than or equal to 5. It is true. So then this statement will be executed. So it prints the learning programming. Next I is equal to 2 means 2 plus 1. It becomes 3. So the I is equal to 3. So 3 less than or equal to 5. This will be printed. Next 3 plus 1, 4. So 4 less than or equal to 5. This statement will be printed. The next I is equal to 5. 5 less than or equal to 5. Yes, it is true. So the learning or programming, that part is printed. After that 5 plus 1, it is 6. 6 less than or equal to 5. That is false. The condition false. Automatically the control transfer to outside the while loop. Okay. So let us see, run this program. We see here learning or programming. It's 5 times. Okay. The another control structure is repeat control structure. So repeat control structure, it has no limit. So it is an infinite loop structure. We need to terminate. You need to be careful not to program an infinite loop. Okay. So you must include a logical escape clause that leads to break statement. So this is a logical escape. If I is greater than m, then the control transfer to the exit of the repeat loop. Okay. It exit the repeat loop. Okay. So this is the keyword repeat. Open curly bracket, close curly bracket. Within the statement you are giving. So whenever you are using a repeat statement, you need to take care by using one if condition. Okay. Otherwise it goes on. It's an infinite loop state structure. Okay, so now same process, same execution. You see I is equal to 1, so 1 greater than m is equal to y, 1 greater than m, that is false. If it is true, then it will break. Okay, it is false, so it print hello, have a nice day. Then I is incremented by, here also we are using the same indicator variable. Okay, I is equal to I plus 1, so 2 greater than 5, that is false, so it is printed. 3 greater than 5, it is printed. So 4 plus 1 5 greater than 5, it is printed. Next 5 plus 1 6 greater than 5, yes, 6 greater than 5 is true, so it execute this statement. That means it break the repeat loop and control transfer to outside the loop. That means it exit the program. So let us run this program. Either you copy, control C, you can paste it here. Now you see the result. Okay, so another structure is a switch structure. You should take care while using the repeat, so you need to take care of this one. Okay, otherwise it will continue. It is an infinite one. You need to terminate using this type of statements. Okay, so here the next one is switch structure. So when you want want a function to do different things in different circumstances, then you can use this switch function. The switch function can be very useful for that circumstances. For example, f is equal to m. Then what is f value? It is m. The character is m. So the corresponding statement will be executed. It is nothing but nested if-else structure. More than in if-else, only one condition, then two things. If it is true, the one statement will be executed. If it is false, the another statement will be executed. The same thing extended in n times. So if it is m, this will be executed. Based on this syntax, the corresponding position of the statements will be executed. For example, here f is equal to m. So what is f? M. So this will be printed. Let us see here. Run this program. So you see the structure is a switch. Okay, do you see the structure? Switch structure. Okay. Now you see in the next one example, g equal to 2. So that means here the index value is 2. So 2 means, what about the position of the 2? The position of the 2 is CMS. So this statement will be executed. If it is 1, the first part, it is 2, second part, 3, 4, like that. Okay. So based on this index, the corresponding statement will be executed. It is a extension of your if-else structure. In if-else structure, only two condition, the statement 1, statement 2. The condition is true, the first statement will be executed. Condition is false, the second statement is executed. In if-else structure, the same thing extended. Okay, here the condition is true or false. It is not that category. Based on that value, the corresponding statement will be executed. If you put g is equal to 3, then this statement will be executed. Okay, so now we see g is equal to 2. See CMS. If you want, you can change it. G equal to suppose it is 4. What will happen? G is equal to 4. Then run it. It is stat. The category is stat. So for grouping, for categorical type, it will take that value. Okay. So based on that index, the corresponding statement will be executed. Okay. So this is one kind of nested if structure, may be called as switch structure. Okay. So we learned if else structure for while repeat switch. So you should take care while doing all kind of program. Okay, this is very much useful for your data analysis purpose. Okay, thank you.